This instrument here, I conceived primarily the look of it. You know, I had this vision of you know, since they're so well known anyway for making incredible looking aesthetic beauties, I had this vision because I had never seen any guitar company come up with something as sophisticated as the blending of all of these colors in a top. And then I had certain smaller aspects of how I'd like the neck and what kind of wood and all the little other parts that go along with it. And I divert to Paul a lot on this kind of stuff because he's just a genius in that area. And I remember I was on tour in all places, Siberia, with this group, and I got I got online pictures of the prototype, and I was completely blown away. It was like exactly what I imagined. I said, "Oh my God, they nailed it." So this is, you know, my honor is the fact that I have this as a guitar with my name, you know. This is a Conde Hermanos. I have 3 of these. One's a full body and there's 2 cutaways. They're made in Madrid, and I've used a more bright orange version of this guitar on probably 20 different records. And this was the second one because I was using the other one so much. I said, if something should ever happen, I don't have a backup. So this was made recently. Only this one has a Brazilian rosewood as opposed to the other one is a brighter sounding cypress version. So this one's more a full range body. And I had an RMC pickup made by the company in Berkeley that allows me to access my 3, in this unit only 3 sounds I like the most, and it's VG88 Roland unit. So what I do is I blend in with the pedal at times when the crescendo and the music rises. 3 different sounds, one of them being a Les Paul through a Marshall. I blend that in at times when I want to sing a bit with my nylon. I shouldn't be able to, but I do it anyway. One of the other settings is kind of like a 12-string sound, but it's always in combination with the nylon, so you know it's a nylon. It's not like I eliminate that sound somehow and then I blend that in. No, it's always together, so it's just another element, another orchestral element, you know. And then the other sound is sort of like a bass sound to give some richness to certain lines I might be doing. Boogie people have now given me 2 amps, one for the West Coast, one for the East Coast, so I'm now using this amp. I'm blown away with it. So it's the Mark V. It's an amazing amp. On my new record that's coming out, I used a Dumble. Of course, I didn't buy a Dumble, but I borrowed one. Has to be one of the best sounding amps on the planet Earth. The myth is unbelievably true. There's edge, but there's no coarseness in any of the edge. It's cream. You could hear an amp in a room, sounds phenomenal. That doesn't mean the mic's gonna hear it that way. The mic hears your amp completely different than your ear. But the Dumble was the first amp in my life where I went from the room into the control room is exactly the same sound. I was completely blown away. I think most of my work has been more appreciated in Europe, which is partly baffling, you know, being an American that's happened. But I think a lot of my early success came from touring Europe, you know, 70s into the early 80s. It's something they never forgot. So anyway, most of the work being over there kind of made sense for me to find European musicians. One of them being on accordion is a man named Fausto Beccalosi, who's really an amazing improviser. One of the better collaborative musicians I've ever had the pleasure of playing with. Another one is Victor Miranda, who's from Havana, Cuba, who plays this upright bass primarily used in salsa music, which is part of what I wanted in the sound of this band. I wanted that punchy kind of bass drum, bass sound, you know. Kevin Sadecki from Paris, France, is, I would say, a protege of my music. He's followed me for a very long time. When he was a young teenager, he just kept in touch and, you know, always looked to me for advice. And I just saw a lot of talent in him, and I gave him the position. On drums, we have Peter Korsas, who's from Budapest, Hungary, who I've known from doing projects in Hungary, a very talented drummer. On percussion, he's been playing with me for more than 22 years, and that's Gumby Ortiz, and he's from New York. Well, the new record, this band in particular, for the most part, toured for almost a year in preparation with new music that I wrote. The name of the record's Pursuit of Radical Rapsody. About 7 of the tracks were basic, with the whole band playing all together, which is a unique thing these days. Finally, it's coming out. It almost seems like an old record now. When I started writing it, I think it was more than 2 years ago. I've also started writing a couple of pieces for the next one that we're playing now. But the new record's strong.